In this video, we are just going to see how you can work around with list using functions. That is, how you can process list data using functions in Python. So basically what we are going to see here is how you can pass list as an argument to a function and then process that list for end result, and also how you can return back a particular list after processing the data from a predefined or user defined function. So this is what we are going to see. These are all the two things that we are going to see. At the first step, we are just going to define a function first. I'm just deleting all these things. Let me just delete this thing also. And here I will just rename this function as even check. And this even check function receives a parameter mylist. So this even check function right over here, which I have defined, will be receiving an argument as a list, not an integer variable, string variable, or a float variable. Instead, it is receiving a list. So that is why I have named it as my list. You can give whatever name you want here. Here it might be, I can give as SN Training Academy also. It will take later. You must follow that name that you are giving right over here for further processing. That is the thing. And inside the function, I'm just going to write a for loop for number in my list. I'm just going to check if number percentage 2 equal to 0. If it is 0, that is number percentage of 2 equal to 0, I'm just going to return true. Else return, or I will just pass or skip the function. That's all. Here you can see this is a simple function where we are just iterating through a list that is passed as a argument to this function, and in this for loop I am just iterating through the list elements, and if the number that is available in the list is even, this return true will be returned from the function. If any one of the element of the list is even number, then this return statement will be executed, and none of the list element is even number, nothing will be returned. That is the sequence right over here. So I'm just executing and defining this function. Now when I try to call this function, let's put it like 246 and when I execute this, it returns true. And let's create a list with odd numbers. It must not return anything. You can see it is not returning anything. And if I want something to be returned, if else case is satisfied, I can write like a return of false right over here. I'm executing this, and here I'm just going to execute this. You can see it is returning false. So the problem right over here is, you can see I have given even comma odd. Now it will return true. But if I give like 1 comma 2 comma 1, it will return false. So the problem for writing the return of false right over here inside the else is, it will check only the first element of the object, first object of the list right over here, and it will return false. So we should not write the logic like this. Instead, I can write the return right over here outside the for loop. I'm executing this. Now when I execute this, you can see since one even number is available right over here, I'm getting the output as true. And let me make the even number at the end of the list and check this function. It is returning true. And let me just put the even number in the beginning of the function. Now also I'm receiving true. So the point here is, if we are having an even number as an object of the list that is passed right over here, it will return true. And let's say we want a list to be responded back with all the even numbers in the list passed as an argument to this particular function. So for doing that, we can just rewrite the logic like, take out the return statement right over here, and above the for loop I'm just going to define an empty list, even list, and here I'm just going to even list dot append number, and end I will just return the even list. That's all. So what happens here is, here I have defined a local list even list right over here, and I'm iterating using this for loop through the my list, which is passed as an argument to this particular even check function. And when I find an even number, I will get this particular condition satisfied, and when this particular condition is satisfied, I will just append the object, that is the even number, to this particular even list, which is a local variable or local list defined inside this function. And once this for loop is exited, I will just return the even list variable as the response from this function. I will just execute this function definition, and now when I execute the same function called 2 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1, I am getting only 2, which is the even number. And when I make 2 comma 4 comma 1 comma 6 as arguments or the list passed, I must get only the even numbers as a return type list. So I got a list which is holding only the even numbers in the above list passed, 2 comma 4 comma 6. So this is how you can work around with the list using functions in Python. I hope you learned something new in this video. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.